Says well-known rapper French Montana was recording a music video. Now sources say 10 people were shot.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Now, today we're going to be talking about French Montana and Rob 49. Now, it looks like they were in Miami shooting a music video when tragedy struck. Now, what's weird about this situation is at the level that French Montana is at, and I know he gets a lot of criticism online or whatever, but dude is really doing his thing. And not to mention that his single Unforgettable featuring Sway Lee has been certified as diamond in the United States and has been in the top 10 in over 15 countries. Yeah, he might catch a lot of flack on social media, but French Montana, as far as the recording industry is concerned, is doing his thing. And it seems like he was trying to work on a brand new project and incorporate one of the new rap talents, Rob 49. But then tragedy struck. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about what went down with this shooting and all the people that ended up getting hurt, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Now, based on the news stories that have broke around this situation involving Rob 49 and French Montana, it seems safe to say that this must have been a chaotic scene, and the shooting came out of nowhere. And it seems like somebody that wasn't even in either group was at the start of this situation. So man, let's do this. Let's look at this news story that talks about some of the details that were found out a little bit after the shooting took place.
This all happened last night along the 1700 block of Northwest 27th Avenue in Miami Gardens. Here's the Licking Restaurant. This, as well-known rapper French Montana was recording a music video. Now sources say 10 people were shot. Police confirm at least one of those victims remains in critical condition.
So as you heard from that report, 10 people were shot in a restaurant called The Licking that's located in Miami Gardens. Now, Miami Gardens is a place that's had several name changes and is relatively known as a dangerous place. So it's wild to think that French Montana and Rob 49 went to somebody's hood to shoot this music video and didn't expect any kind of chaos, especially when you think about the state of hip hop right now. As I said earlier, French Montana is kind of removed from the everyday hustle and bustle of the rap life for guys like Rob 49 and them cats who are trying to make it. Even though he's established in the game, he does try to keep his connections to the streets, and at this time, that's just not a wise thing to do. It seems like a lot of these situations where people try to show love to somebody's hood or go to a hood spot and try to help out or do anything of that such, it comes back as a tragedy. And 10 people getting shot all at the same time, and one of them now being in critical condition, that's a tragedy to say the least. But let's continue with this news report and see what they broke down as well.
We had a total of 10. 4 brought themselves to the hospital, and we've treated 6 and transported.
A total of 10 victims. That's the word from law enforcement sources Thursday night after a shooting in front of the Licking Restaurant in Miami Gardens. Ambulances, police cars lining busy 27th Avenue as victim after victim was taken to the hospital. According to witnesses, rapper French Montana in the center of the screen and the red shirt was shooting a music video here when, according to one man here at the time, someone in the crowd was robbed of his watch, keys, and wallet.
Now, based on the report, they didn't say if the guy that was robbed was a part of French Montana's crew or he was a part of Rob 49's crew. Just some guy got robbed and ended up taking it out on the crowd. Now, this is something that could happen to anybody. This really isn't even rap related. If somebody gets robbed and they feel like they were done wrong, some people retaliate in these type of ways, man, where anybody could get it. And it seemed like that type of situation here. The guy who got robbed got upset that somebody got him for his watch and chain and decided to take it out on the crowd. Say what you want about that situation, but that's a hard pill to swallow if you're an innocent bystander and you have nothing to do with the robbery or the situation involved, or even know who the guy was that robbed him. So for some reason, the person who opened up firing on everybody, it seems like they thought that was the right move at the time, or they were putting the blame on the right people. Is it possible somebody just started spraying their gun chaotically throughout the crowd? Maybe, that's a possibility, but what's a bigger possibility is they thought somebody in that crowd had something to do with them being robbed. But let's check out this other part of the news clip.
Call his mother and see if we can get a spare car keys and make sure that, he's okay. And then the gunshots went off, at least 13, 14, 15 gunshots. It's very rapid. It sounded like an assault rifle.
What did you do?
Oh, I took off running, and I was looking back, but I was like, you know what, let me just duck first. And then people started asking, can you help me? When I realized that people were asking for help, there's nothing you can do about it when they're shot.
We're still working. Yeah, there's multiple shots, multiple casings. We're still working. We can't confirm any numbers at this moment because everything is still fresh and they're still investigating.
Now, as you heard from the eyewitness there, he was in a weird situation where people were getting shot around him and they're reaching out to him asking for help. But at the same time, while gunshots are going off, he has to think about his own life and safety. Now, there was no word of any involvement of French Montana or Rob 49. They weren't even brought up from the witness, but they said they did see a lot of people hitting the ground shot and a lot of people reaching out for help. Now, the police officer went on to say that, hey man, they're still trying to figure this thing out. There's a lot of casings that they're going through. There's a lot of gunshots that took place and a lot of victims, man. 10 with 1 in critical condition. Now, with this shooting being so random and only so many people out there for the video shoot, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a suspect arrested before we know it. And we'll find out the deeper meaning or what actually took place to have this person go off. They're also trying to figure out, was this multiple shooters or was it one shooter? Based on what a lot of people have been saying in these news reports, they make it seem like it was one person shooting, but the guy who got robbed, what did he get robbed with? Somebody had to have a gun to take his stuff, right? And that makes a lot more sense, that somebody robbed him and then maybe that led to a shootout, and maybe that's how all these victims ended up getting hit. Because unless the person just was firing into the crowd willy-nilly, there's no way he'd hit all those people all at once, you know what I mean? But let's check out this next news clip that talks about what the police know so far and what they don't know so far.
Police have not said if they made any arrests in last night's shooting. They've also not made it clear whether or not a person fired into the crowd that was here or if it was an exchange of gunfire between multiple parties. Of course, we'll stay on the ground this morning, bringing the very latest as this story continues to develop.
So at this point, the police haven't commented on if somebody's been arrested or not. And they don't know if this was a person just firing into the crowd, like I said earlier, or if this was a situation where it was a shootout. It makes more sense that it was a shootout if somebody got robbed and then came back with a gun to try to solve the issue on their own, with, that way, or as opposed to somebody just going up to a crowd of people and just shooting, man. That's wild. And if that's the case, man, hey, prayers and condolences to everybody in their family who ended up getting shot in this tragedy, man, because this is a wild situation and probably not the idea that Rob 49 or French Montana thought when they tried to show love to the hood, go outside of a local restaurant and shoot their music video, man. So what do you guys think, man? Tell me what you think in the comment section, man. Should rappers just avoid going to people's hoods from now on? Or is that just a part of hip hop and showing love? Now with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content, and we out of here. Peace.